In a single soft-spoken sentence, my life split into two irreconcilable parts, the before and the after. For a brief instant, I was rendered speechless, my mind racing to comprehend the gravity of her declaration. I searched her face for a teasing smile, a sign she was merely weary and jesting, but her eyes were hollow, resolute, and far away. Nothing at all? I whispered, my voice barely audible. Not for me. She offered a solitary nod, a motion that bore the full weight of her honesty. Her name was Leah, and we had met during our college years. She was the one who persuaded me that love could heal any scar, and for a time I embraced her belief. I thought we were unbreakable. But somewhere amidst job promotions, piling debts, and the dull rhythm of daily life, our love seemed to wither. I didn't argue or beg. Instead, I stood, paid the cafe bill, and left. She didn't call out to me. The door's faint chime as it closed marked the end of an era with cold finality. In the weeks that followed, the silence in my apartment became stifling, a heavy veil. I tried to convince myself I'd done the right thing, that you can't force someone to cling to emotions that have faded. Yet in the stillness of night, her words echoed in my head, each repetition more chilling than the last. I don't feel anything anymore. I deleted our shared pictures, returned her things, and changed my morning route to avoid the cafe where everything unraveled. Grief, however, is an odd creature. It doesn't fade evenly. It lingers in unexpected places. The subtle fragrance of her shampoo on an old hoodie, the tune of a song we'd sing while preparing dinner together. A month later, I ran into her best friend, Maya, at a friend's birthday celebration. She was almost unrecognizable. Her hair cropped, her presence exuding a fresh confidence, the kind forged in heartbreak or revelation. Her smile was kind but edged with discomfort. "Ethan, it's been a long time," she said. "Yeah," I answered, my voice stiff. "How's Leah doing?" Maya hesitated, her face clouding over. "She's figuring things out," she replied cautiously. I nodded, pretending nonchalance, but the faint tremor in her voice sparked unease in me. All night her gaze tracked me. Not with flirtation, but with the burden of words left unsaid. As I moved to leave, she followed me outside. "Ethan, wait a second," she called. We stood under the faint light of a street lamp, the air heavy with the promise of rain. She looked nervous, almost guilty. "I probably shouldn't say this," she started, her voice shaky, "but I can't keep quiet anymore." My pulse quickened. "Say what?" Maya took a deep breath, her eyes darting to the ground before locking onto mine. "Leah didn't just lose her feelings for you. She gave them to someone else." My brow creased. "What are you saying?" She stepped nearer, her voice dropping to a murmur. "She's been seeing someone else for a while. Before she told you she felt nothing." The truth hit like a physical strike, more painful than I'd expected. I'd imagined distance, indifference, even sorrow, but betrayal? That was a different monster. My throat constricted. "Are you sure?" I asked. Maya nodded solemnly. "I saw them together multiple times. I told her it was wrong, but she said she'd end it soon. Instead, she lied to you." The street seemed to close in around me, each breath heavier than the last. "Why tell me now?" I asked quietly. She paused, then whispered words that chilled me. "Because she's not the only one keeping secrets, Ethan. If you're not careful, you'll discover just how far this deceit goes." I stared at her, completely baffled. "What do you mean by that?" Maya glanced over her shoulder, as if checking for listeners, then leaned closer. "Leah wasn't cheating with someone, Ethan. She was cheating on someone else, and you were part of it." For a moment her words didn't sink in. My mind rejected their meaning. "What do you mean I was part of it?" I asked, my voice low and unsteady. Maya's expression darkened. "Leah wasn't single when you met her, Ethan. She told you she was, but she wasn't. There was another man, someone she never truly let go of. You were her escape, her way out. And when things got too serious, she went back to him." The ground seemed to tilt beneath me. Memories that once brought warmth now felt poisonous. The night she showed up at my door, tears streaming, saying she'd fought with her ex. It wasn't a breakup, but a temporary slip. I was the distraction, not the destination. I wanted to reject Maya's words, to claim she was wrong, but deep down I'd noticed the signs. Late-night calls she'd take outside, messages she'd erase, sudden mood changes after checking her phone. I'd ignored them all, blinded by a love that made denial feel noble. Maya looked at me with a blend of regret and empathy. I'm sorry, Ethan. I thought you deserved to know. I told her years ago that secrets like these poison everything. She left me standing under the flickering street lamp, my chest hollow. I didn't go home immediately. I wandered, craving the sharp sting of the night air, even if it hurt to breathe. Back in my apartment, I poured a drink and sat in the dark. The silence was different now. Not sad or calm, just empty. I replayed every moment with Leia. Every word, every smile, every apology. Each now feeling orchestrated. Somewhere between my first and second drink, my phone vibrated. A text from an unknown number. You spoke to Maya. My blood chilled. Another message came. Whatever she said, she doesn't know everything. It was Leia. I didn't reply. For the first time in years, I had nothing to say. But she kept texting. I never meant to hurt you, Ethan. I was caught in a lie, but you were the only true thing in my life. I stared at the screen, her words blurring. It was a bitter irony, how someone could break you and still seek forgiveness to soothe their own conscience. After a long pause, I typed back. Real love doesn't start with lies. Then I blocked her number. The days that followed blurred into a fog of work, silence, and fitful sleep. My friends noticed the shift in me, but I couldn't bring myself to explain. How could I admit I'd spent 5 years building a life on borrowed love? That the woman I thought I'd lost was never truly mine? One evening, Maya called again. She's gone, she said. Left town. Didn't tell anyone where. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Good, I said simply. Maya paused. I didn't tell you to hurt you, Ethan. I told you because I've seen too many people waste their lives chasing shadows. I know, I replied softly. We fell silent for a moment before she added. You're not the fool here. You're the one who loved honestly. Her words stayed with me long after the call ended. Months later, the pain began to fade. I stopped analyzing the lies and started noticing small joys again. The scent of fresh coffee in the morning, the soft patter of rain against my window, the warm glow of the city at twilight. One afternoon, I bumped into Maya at a bookstore. We talked, not about Leia but about life, work, and small things. Her laughter came freely, and for the first time in a long time, so did mine. As we parted, she said something that stuck with me. You can't blame yourself for loving someone who's broken, Ethan. But you can choose to stop breaking yourself to fix them. That night, I deleted the last photo I had of Leia. There was no anger, no bitterness, just a quiet letting go. Endings are peculiar. Sometimes they feel like heartbreak, other times like freedom. She said she felt nothing, and for a while I thought that was the harshest thing I'd ever heard. But now I understand that feeling nothing might be where healing starts. Because the moment I stopped feeling her absence, I began to feel alive again.